All right, so second phase. First of all, thanks everybody for all the great feedback on this project. It's been great reading all of your comments, and yeah, it's kind of I think the message that I kept hearing loud and clear was this is like the dream, and it totally is the dream for me. You know, growing up, we always had little rails and stuff in the backyard, but I always wanted a mini ramp. We never had places that we could skate transitions, you know. Growing up skating street, it was ledges, it was rails, curbs, but you know, we never had nothing with coping. So being able to put something like this in my backyard is, yeah, it's like a dream come true. So since I made the last video, I made a few little tweaks to the layout. I realize now that the palette idea, although the palettes are awesome and I love the symbolism of them, putting pallets down as my base is probably a really bad idea. They're just not built the way that I need them to be built. So I'm going to find another use for the pallets, but for now I'm going to leave them. They're just, you know, I need a better way to stabilize and flatten the area. I should have spent more time flattening this area. You know, right now I went around and with a level made sure that the coping was flat. I ran into a problem over at the tall quarter pipe where I would drop in, and because the coping was like at an angle, when I would drop in I'd kind of slip off, and that's not fun. So I've got some blocks now lifting up the coping over on the side, so it's definitely not, it's not safe, it's not the way that it should be, but again, I'm just trying to tweak this and see if I can get something skatable. Definitely in phase 3, I plan on going around and leveling things off, doing it right, putting on risers so that the wood isn't flat on the ground. The wood shouldn't be on the ground. That's where it gets wood rot, and that's where, you know, the work that I put into it is not going to last very long. So I need to do that. I need to stain it. I need to seal it. I need to do a lot of things to preserve the wood. Right now I'm kind of considering the base areas just a wash. They're going to be okay for skating now. But, you know, I think the transitions will be fine, and I'm going to keep the transitions and the quarter pipes the way that they are, but I'll probably be ripping out and replacing the base as soon as I get to phase 3. But today is phase 2. So phase 2 was going to be part of phase 1, but it took so long that I ran out of time. Phase 2 is I want to build a little grind box. So a lot of people ask, why is this quarter pipe half pipe so long? The reason is it's not a half pipe. You know, it's not designed for doing coping tricks. It's designed for getting speed so that I can grind a grind box. I've always had grind boxes in my garage. And, you know, growing up I had grind boxes and little rails and stuff. But if you don't have a dedicated place to put them, they never get used. And my garage isn't big enough for me to actually skate. You know, I can kind of jump on and jump off, but I want a place that I can skate. So back here, I feel like if I can have a dedicated spot for this grind box and a nice little run-up, quarter pipe on each side, grind box in the middle, I'll be able to do some grinds, you know, whenever I want, instead of having to drag something out and set up a P-rail on the driveway, things like that. So I'm going to set up the grind box today. I've got a piece of 10-foot PVC, 1.5-inch PVC. I've also got a bunch of 2x4s. And I don't know that I have enough 2x4s. I think I have enough screws, and I definitely have the platform on top, so I've got the wood for that. I'm going to see what I can make. It's probably not going to be great, but I'm going to do it. So cleaned off the ramp. I think the tarp helps keep the water off. I mean, it's not going to keep it from getting damaged, but I have 2 tarps, so why not use them? So brushed it off nice and clean, brought over some dirt so that I can level off the area that I'm going to put the grind box. It's 10 feet long, so I've got a little bit more than 10 feet of dirt. It's definitely not as level as it could be, but it's not bad for right now. I'm going to start cutting some wood and start building it. So one of the biggest problems that I've had in the past making a grind box is always making it too high. And this is no exception. 2 feet with the coping on top is going to be pretty high. I definitely don't want to kill myself. This is a fun place to play. Got to remind myself also that I can always make another box. It's really easy. So I'm going to cut these down to probably 12 feet. 12 feet, that would be really tall. 12 inches. That'll give me about a 13, 15 foot, feet, I'm talking feet, 13 to 15 inch grind area, which probably should be enough, at least just for playing around. Again, this is for learning tricks and just having fun. So gonna go for cutting these down to 12 inches. Of course, I ran out of screws because that's what happens. But so I got just the basic framing done. This is fast and dirty. I mean, Al DeLego would slice me open if he saw how bad this was. But just to get a sense for how tall it's going to be, it's not bad. So imagine, you know, the rail up top. Definitely not the tallest rail. I mean, it's bigger than a curb. Looks like, I don't know, this is 12 inches, so it'll be what, about 9 inches. So it's probably going to be really good for learning topside tricks, which is ultimately what I really want to do. And just having fun. I mean, again, it doesn't really matter how tall you make the obstacles if you don't skate them. So I know that I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. All right, going to take a break for lunch and go get some more screws at the hardware store. All right, back from lunch and a shower. It is hot out here today. Thankfully, this area is really good. I mean, the trees block out most of the sun. There's a nice little breeze back here. So on hot days, this is going to be a great place to hang out. But it sure sucks trying to build it on a hot day. So I got the screws and I got the rest of the wood cut down. All I need to do now is do the cross bracing, the uprights, and then screw on the deck and the coping. Wish me luck. Phase 2 is complete. So, nice little grind box. Nothing too crazy. It's like, I don't know, 9 inches, 12 inches, give or take. It's not flat. It's not super stable, but it's probably going to work. Put a little wax on it, and I'm going to give it a skate. All right, as buckled as this thing is, and as out of alignment and horribly it was constructed, it sure is fun to skate. Phase 2, nice little grind box. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.